Hey everyone, welcome back to MNMMPT NAATI YouTube channel. This is Manmohit. In this today's video, I am going to introduce NAATI CCL Punjabi, understanding how this exam works, introduction, overview, scoring, penalizations, strategies, and much more. Basically everything that you guys need in order to clear out this exam and secure those important and crucial 5 points that you get towards your permanent residency points test. So without wasting any further ado, let's dive straight into the video. So NAATI Punjabi is basically a translation based exam that here they would be speaking out two different dialogues. Dialogue means a conversation between two different people. So one sentence would be in English, the second sentence would be in Punjabi. So what you need to do and what your job in the exam is to listen to the English answer and speak it out in Punjabi, and listen the Punjabi segment and speak it out in the English language. So you basically translate the entire thing. Now clearing this exam will give you 5 points towards your permanent residency in Australia, or also if you just want 5 additional points in your point stream test. These 5 are one of the easiest kind of points to attain. The duration of this exam is 20 minutes. Now, when I gave this exam used to be a face-to-face exam, but since then they have changed the scenario of this due to COVID all around the world. So now the exam is entirely online. You don't have to go anywhere to give the exam. You give the exam sitting at your home at your own convenience. And then it is a computer based exam now. That means there is no human being involved. So the day that you book your exam, on your exam day, you just sit in front of the computer, you log in using the details that are provided to you, and then you start your exam anytime between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now the actual duration of the exam is only 20 minutes, but if you just work it out, the time that you need to take to verify your details using your passport and all that, and all those little formality things that happen, it can take anywhere between 40 minutes to an hour. But normally once you start doing the dialogues in the exam, it normally never takes more than 20 minutes. In this exam, you would be getting 2 different dialogues, one after one. Now, first of all, let's understand what a dialogue is. Now, dialogue, as I recently said, that it's a conversation between 2 different people. So what happens in that is, one dialogue will be having anywhere between 10 to 16 segments. So don't get confused with these terms, but I'll explain that in the simplest way possible. Dialogue means 2 people are talking to each other. One person is an English speaker. The other person is a Punjabi speaker. Person who is an English speaker, he does not know any Punjabi at all. And a person who is a Punjabi speaker, he does not know any English at all. You are going to be the middleman. That means your job is to listen the English segment. This is the meaning of segment. And then translate it back to a Punjabi guy. And then in the same way, in the next segment, you listen to the Punjabi segment and then you translate the same thing into the English segment. So you don't give your suggestions or opinions or any sort of answers. You just speak it out in the other language, exactly the same thing. And as I said, it's going to be anywhere between 10 to 16 segments. So they can give you minimum of 10 and they can stretch it up to 16 different segments. One segment can be up to 35 words. So one segment maximum can have 35 words. For example, if I say, "Hi, my name is Manmohit. Welcome to my office. How are you doing today?" So whatever I spoke right now, if you count up the number of words, I'm pretty sure I spoke about 20-25 words. This is the meaning of the number of words that I'm talking about. Maximum they can give you 35 words in the exam. And if you keep on adding 35 words in every segment, your entire dialogue can be worth maximum up to 300 words. They're never going to exceed 300 words in one dialogue. Also, they're never going to exceed 35 words in one segment. Now this exam, since it's a computer-based exam again, it is being controlled by you. That means you can finish off this exam as quickly as you want, or you can slow down this exam as slow as you want again. So for example, if that's the exam screen, here you will have some sort of a next button. Once they play a segment, once you have taken your notes, and once you speak your answer out afterwards, once you're happy with that, you click on the next button. Only then you would be getting the next segment. Until then, they will not automatically proceed you towards the next segment. So your entire exam is worth 90 marks. So that's the scoring part that I'm explaining now. Now, in order to pass your exam, there are two different conditions that we need to fulfill and satisfy. And those two conditions are, the very first one is, out of 90, you need 63 minimum overall in order to pass this exam. So that means that both of these dialogues are going to be worth 45 marks each. Now, the second condition says that in order to clear your exam, you need minimum 29 out of 45 each. Anything less than 29, you will fail your exam. Also, anything less than 63, you will again fail your exam. Now, your question to me could be that, hey, if I add these numbers up, below is 90, but above it's only making 58 out of 90. So how come will I pass this particular exam? So what happens here is, minimum we still need 29, but if you add that number up, it's not making 63 out of 90. That means even though they say 29, we still need a bit more than 29 out of 45 in order to satisfy our first condition as well. So there's many scenarios like this. You can either get 31.5 in both of these dialogues, so that minimum you are having 29 or above, and overall as well you're getting 63 out of 90. Or let's say you get 29 in one dialogue, and then let's say you get 34 in the other dialogue. So still individually you are getting 29 or above in both the dialogues. 29 is a pass, 34 is a pass. And if you add these numbers up, you're still going to get 63 out of 90. So you're still going to be passing this exam. So minimum 29 has to be there. Overall, if you add those two dialogues up, it has to be minimum 63 as well. Now, for example, your very first dialogue in the exam went very well. Let's say you got 41 out of 45. But in the second dialogue, you only managed to get 22. Now, if you add these two numbers up, you're still getting 63 marks out of 90. That means you're passing. You're getting 41 out of 45 in one dialogue, which means you're passing that dialogue as well. But there's one dialogue where you only got 22, which is less than 29. So here in this scenario, your final result would be a fail. So I hope you're getting the scoring component by now, because that's extremely important and crucial. If you know the scoring, you know how to do and how to tackle this particular exam. Now, there are 4 major penalizations in this particular exam. That means these are the 4 major things in which a computer can deduct your marks. And those 4 different things are, starting with your addition, omission. I'll explain what all these things mean. I'm pretty sure it's very straightforward and common, but let's understand addition, omission. Third one is distortion. And fourth one is your vocabulary. Now, after these 4 things, there's still many things afterwards that will penalize you, such as your fluency, your grammar, your cohesion, your way of structuring the sentences, and many more things. Your volume, your clarity, your intonations, your rhythm, many more things. But these 4 are the major contributors. Now, as the name says, addition means that they spoke something, and while you were translating your answers, you added some information by your side which was not given in the audio. For example, they spoke out a sentence saying, "Hi, my name is Manmohit. Welcome to my office." And when you were translating, you said, "Sat Sri Akal, मेरा नाम मनमोहित है, मेरे दफ्तर विच तुहाडा स्वागत है, तुसी अज किवें हो?" Now, I didn't say how are you today in my English segment, but while you were translating, you did say that last sentence, which is "tusi kiਵੇਂ ho." Now, once you add any sort of information, they will deduct marks for that particular sentence. So never add any information. Same applies with omission. That means you omit some information or you did not speak certain elements of the sentence. Again, my name is Manmohit, welcome to my office. And you say, Mera naam Manmohit hai. And that's it. And you forgot to speak the last sentence, or maybe you did not speak certain words in a sentence, they will deduct marks for that, and heavy marks for that. Third one is distortion. Now, distortion means you changed the meaning of the segment. Now, that's another drawback. If instead of, let's say, if I said welcome to my office and you said mere udyog vich tohada swagat hai, so udyog means factory. So if you change the meaning of the complete segment or the complete sentence, they do deduct marks for that as well. And last but not the least is vocabulary. That means you did not change the word at all. They said, for example, if I said welcome to my office and you said mere office vich tohada swagat hai. Now you did give the information correctly. You didn't add, omit or distort anything, but you did not change every single word. So with that, they will deduct marks for your vocabulary part. So the prediction file that I was referring to at the beginning of the video, we are compiling that file. What will happen in that NAATI Punjabi prediction file is, and also the Hindi one, that we are compiling 25 most repeated exam dialogues that have happened in this particular year. So whenever our students give exam, we collect dialogues from them and then we compile them in the latest prediction file. And we have seen that this high means about 70-80% chance at least that at least one dialogue does get repeated in the exam. If you get real lucky, you even get 2 dialogues repeated. And just think about it, if both of your dialogues or even one of your dialogue gets repeated in the exam, how easy would be your exam afterwards? Because you already know what is going to happen in that particular dialogue. You already know the complete story. You've already practiced that dialogue before. It makes your job a lot easy. Once that prediction file would be ready, we'll definitely let you guys know in the next video, and after that we can discuss how to get that file from us. Now there are 2 major lifelines that are given to you by the computer, and those 2 lifelines are your repeat and correction. I'll explain what that means. Now, repeat and correction, as the name says, first of all, let's understand what correction is. Correction means that you can correct yourself if you made a mistake without losing any marks at all. For example, I said my name is Manmohit, welcome to my office, and you said mera naam John hai. So that means you made a mistake. Now, while speaking, you realized that you have made a mistake. You have the chance to correct yourself without making any mistake, without losing any marks. And for that, you need to say these 2 magical words. That is correcting myself. So you will say something like this. Mera naam John hai, correcting myself, mera naam Manmohit hai. So you speak your answer, then you realize you have made a mistake, you say correcting myself, and then you speak out the correct answer again. In this way, whosoever is going to check your exam, first of all, your exam is not being checked by a computer, it's being checked by a human being. So whenever a human being will be listening to your answer, they will give you marks based on whatever you said after correcting myself and not before correcting myself. There is no limit to using correcting myself, so feel free to use that as many times as you want without affecting your fluency at all. So use this as many times as you want. It's very important, I would say, and also it's very useful kind of thing. Whereas there's another lifeline which is repeat. Now repeat, as the name says, I speak out the segment saying that, hi, my name is Manmohit, welcome to my office. Let's say you were not able to understand what I said and you haven't taken any notes and you want this complete segment to be repeated again. What you need to do is, now the scenario has changed. Since it's a computer-based exam, you would be having that exam screen. Over there would be an option saying repeat. Now, once you tap on that repeat option, what will happen is they will speak out the same segment again. That means now you have another chance to just take notes again, recheck your notes that you have written, or take some extra time with you to just simply work out what you are going to speak out in your answer. Now, repeat is extremely powerful, as you can see that we can listen to the complete thing again, but that is why they've given us a limit, and that is 2 repeats for 2 dialogues, which means 1 repeat per 1 dialogue. Now, you might be having a question, can I take both of my repeats in 1 dialogue and not take any repeat in other dialogue? Now you have the option of not taking a repeat in 1 dialogue, but that doesn't mean that you can take 2 repeats in 1 dialogue in the second dialogue without incurring any penalization. You only get 1 dialogue, you only get 1 repeat for 1 dialogue free. That means no penalization will occur. But once you take any more than 1 repeat per dialogue, that is when you start losing 1 mark out of 45 for any additional repeats taken. So never let that happen. 1 repeat per 1 dialogue. If you forgot to take your repeat in 1 dialogue, when you start your second dialogue, you still only get 1 free repeat. That means your first free repeat is gone. It's lost. So always be mentally prepared that even if you feel that you do not need to take a repeat, still they are giving you 1 repeat for free. Just take it, because you never know if you have to use it. And if something is for free, just utilize it. So these were the 2 lifelines that you can use and utilize in the exam, because that will definitely help you in both of your dialogues. Now, just on a closing note, the way this dialogue works is your very first segment, now E means English, P means Punjabi, you will see that in your exam, these segments come alternate. That means if the first segment of your first dialogue is in English, the second segment is going to be in complete Punjabi, third segment would be in English again, fourth segment would be in Punjabi again. So they never give you 2 English segments together. Also, they never give you 2 Punjabi segments together. Now, your first segment can be in any language. It's not compulsory that an English speaker will start speaking first. Also, it's not compulsory that a Punjabi speaker would be speaking their first segment. First one could be anything. But once we know that first one is English, we definitely know the next segment would be Punjabi, then English, then Punjabi, and so on. So you can be mentally prepared in the exam after the first segment that this is going to be alternate afterwards. And obviously, once you have the English segment playing up, you take notes. There would be a lot more videos after this one that we would be coming up with. I would be explaining about how the note taking works, how do you need to do note taking in the exam. Also, I will demonstrate an exam dialogue in front of you, how to take notes, and everything would be discovered. Everything would be told to you in upcoming videos. So do subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, so that whenever those videos are up, you do not miss those updates. You straight away get notified about them. As I was saying, the English segment needs to be translated to Punjabi. Once you listen a Punjabi segment, that needs to be translated to English, and so on. Now, once you're done with your first dialogue, afterwards, they don't really give you any sort of break afterwards. But once you take your 1 minute of breath, you have some water and all that. Once you're happy with that, you just click on the next button, because the timer is still on. You can't exceed a certain amount of time. So you start with the second dialogue. Again, the same process repeats. Once you're done with your second dialogue, you click on submit exam. Your exam is done. After that, they usually say anytime between 8 weeks to 10 weeks for the result. But I've actually seen my students getting the result as quick as 2 days even. Also, in some cases, they have taken about a month or so to give the results back. So my point is, you can pretty much expect a result by, let's say, within 2 days to about a month and a half time. You will receive an email from them, actually 2 emails. One with, if you pass the exam, first email would be regarding your certificate saying that you have passed the exam. Second email would be your scoring distribution, saying that how many marks did you get in both of your dialogues and how much marks did you actually score out of 90. And just in case if you do not clear the exam, then you only receive 1 email with your scorecard, each and overall. And then there would be a big feedback at the bottom saying that why did you fail this exam? What was the main reason? How can you make sure that it doesn't happen again, and so on. But trust me, this exam is extremely easy if dealt well. If all the strategies are taken care of, if you follow all the note-taking methods that we would be coming up with, also if you utilize that prediction file that we would be coming up with soon, because once you get the repeated dialogues in the exam, your life is a lot easier afterwards. And especially for PT aspirants, I would definitely encourage all of you, if you are fighting towards permanent residency, any additional points, and trust me, every single point counts. These 5 additional permanent residency points will help you a lot. So do not consider that because of the cost of this exam. By the way, it's $800 for this exam. But do not get carried away by the cost of this exam and then give up upon this particular exam, because money can be earned like for the rest of your life. That is not a big deal. But main thing is, as we all know, getting permanent residency in this country. Also, for XYZ reason, we need to make sure that these 5 points, if they're easy to get, we never take these points for granted and we work hard towards getting these 5 additional points. So I hope it made sense to you guys about NAATI Punjabi exam especially. Do not take this exam for granted, because these 5 permanent residency points can be a game changer for you at least. So if it's easier to get these 5 points, do not take this exam for granted. It's an expensive exam. It's about $800 now. They keep on changing prices. They keep on fluctuating the prices up and down. But do not get carried away by the price. I've seen many students giving up upon this exam considering the cost of this exam. But just think about it. Earning money is not a big deal. You can earn $800 extremely quickly, but you never know if these 5 points can actually be a game changer and just speed up the process of your permanent residency or whatever reason you're giving this exam for. So do not take this for granted. Do make sure, especially for all the PT aspirants out there, if you're working hard for your PT exam, once you're done with that, do jump on the train of this NAATI exam. Also, NAATI Punjabi people out there, if you have any of your friends who are going to give NAATI Hindi exam, do them a favor, do share this channel with them so that the videos that are going to come up can help them in one way or another. Also, we are going to be very hard on NAATI Hindi and Punjabi for next 1 month or a month and a half or so. So you can expect a lot of videos coming out for NAATI as well. And also, if you're preparing for your PT exam, do yourself a favor, watch the other videos in the channel which are all regarding PT exam. All the topics have been explained by me and Mohit in a lot more depth and detail. So do watch all the videos, understand how PT exam works. And also, once the prediction file for NAATI is ready, we'll update you in the upcoming video straight away, and then we can discuss how to get those files from us. So with that, I'm done with this video. I hope this video made a bit of sense to you. Stay safe wherever you are. Good luck if you have your PT and NAATI exams coming very, very soon. And I will see you guys in the next video.